We'll start with copy. The default is black and white, but if you're going to copy in color, I would recommend using autocolor. What it does is it pulls the black from a color in a document and charges for black and color accordingly, whereas if you use full color, it will read everything in the document as color and will charge for color only. So autocolor if you're going to copy in color, but the default is black and white. With Konica, you have some options to change between different paper types, so if you're doing a special type of paper, like maybe labels, envelopes, cardstock, I would recommend running them through the bypass tray, which is a tray that's located on the side of your machine as a pull-down flap. On the screen, though, it is with the little hand that looks like it's waving by. To change the paper type, you'll go into Settings. You'll see that there is a menu for you to select different paper types from. If you are running labels, I would recommend running them as a thick 1, as there's not a label option on the Konica. Your option for envelope is right there, and for your thick papers, you have the thick 1, thick 1 plus, thick 2, thick 3, and so on. You have reducing and enlarging capabilities as well. They're pulled out to the front for you here. You have some standard ones like an 8.5 by 14 to an 8.5 by 11, 11 by 17 to an 8.5 by 11. What you'll start with will be on the top, and what you'll end with will be on the bottom. So your start will be whatever goes into the document feeder or on the glass, and what you end with will be whatever paper type is in, or paper size is in your trays. Please make sure that you have the right paper size in the trays, for the output size or the reducing and enlarging will not work. You can also manually reduce or enlarge by going in through the zoom menu and using the plus or the minus keys. The default is one-sided to one-sided copying. You can take a one-sided to a two-sided to a one-sided, or a two-sided to a two-sided. Under finishing, you'll have the option for a corner or a two-position staple. Some Konica features also include an added 2 or 3 hole punch if it's a feature that you have asked your sales representative for. So under application, you'll see in this little scroll bar here that there's an option for separate scan. When you turn this on, essentially what it is it is a job build for your copy function. So whenever you are doing separate scan, you'll take your giant stack of papers, maybe it's too big to fit through the document feeder, maybe you have a carbon copy or receipt interspersed that you need to use the glass with. And what you'll do is you'll take that stack of papers, you'll break it up into smaller stacks. Say you put one stack through the document feeder, you'll hit start, it'll run through, and it'll prompt you on the screen. Do you want to continue scanning your originals? If so, load your next originals and press start. Whether that be through the document feeder or on the glass, you can continue to load originals. And when you are done, you'll press finish and then start on the screen, and it will all come out as the same copy job, as opposed to you having to run multiple copy jobs and lay them all down on top of each other. So moving on, we'll go to scan and fax. Scanning is pretty straightforward. You'll select who you want to send it to. If it's just a one-sided document, you can put it in the document feeder or on the glass and hit start to send it through. You can also scan to multiple people at one time if you would like, by touching their name. It'll ask if you want to include them in the email, and you'll say yes. The default is one-sided for scanning. If you would like to scan in two-sided, you'll go to the simplex duplex option right here, touch it, and select two-sided. The default DPI for this machine will probably be pretty low, probably around 200 or 300 DPI. If you would like to change that, you'll use the resolution option. You can take it up to 600 DPI. The one thing that I will say is if you are scanning to email, some email servers have data caps on them. If you scan in an 80-page document at 600 DPI and it kicks it back, just take the DPI down. Default should be autocolor for scanning. It doesn't cost to scan in color, so scan away. Your default file type will either be a compact PDF or a regular PDF. If you go to file type, you will have the option to change either of those. This one is defaulted to a compact PDF to keep file size down, but you can scan in as a regular PDF, a TIFF, or a JPEG if you would like. Under this name, subject, name, or other, select this to change the file name that you are sending to yourself, as well as the subject of the email that you are sending as well. And in scanning, your separate scan will be on the end here. You'll touch separate scan. It is the same as in copy, where it is a job build for you. So say you have a giant stack of papers that you want to send in as the same PDF. You'll break it up into smaller stacks of papers. You'll put your first stack up here in the document feeder. You'll hit start to run it on through, and it'll prompt you just the same as copy. Do you want to continue scanning your originals? If so, load your next originals and press start. When you're done, press finish and then start. You can still use this in conjunction with the glass as well if you have that carbon copy or that receipt interspersed in between the stacks that you need to scan in as the same file as well. Like in copy, this separate scan will compile your job in the machine before it sends it, allowing it to send all in as the same PDF as opposed to multiple PDFs that you then have to combine. If you are scanning in two-sided and one-sided documents in the same stack, you'll go to Application, Original Settings, Blank Page Removal. What this does is it takes the blank page off of the one-sided documents for you so that you don't have to go in and remove them yourself. So for faxing, you'll go to your Scan Fax option. You can either use direct input, which allows you to directly input a fax number. You'll touch the fax option. If you have to dial a 1 or a 9 to get out, do so. You'll input your number here and select OK. If you already have a number that is loaded into the machine and is in the favorites section, you can touch it from there as well. You can send to multiple destinations at one time. You can also fax two-sided. So if you go to this one-sided simplex duplex option and touch two-sided, you'll be able to fax two-sided. If you're worried about the resolution of your fax or you would like it to be a higher resolution, you can go into the resolution option and take it up to extra ultra fine. All right, so changing your toner. On different models, it'll be a little bit different. On the older models, you'll have a square box that you'll pull out. On these newer models, the toner is locked into place. So you'll twist it, pop the cartridge out, recycle it, discard of it, put your new cartridge back in, lock it back into place. You can't put the wrong toner in the wrong slot because it won't let you. The waste toner box is right underneath it. This is also where your main power button is located. So if anybody tells you, have you tried turning it on and off again? This is what they're talking about. Your waste toner box will pop out with these two blue tabs right here. So you'll pop it out, discard of it, put the new waste toner box back in. If you don't have a waste toner box on hand and your waste toner box gets full, please call our service department. Their number is located on the front of your machine. They'll be able to assist you. If you do have a backup waste toner box and you put it in, immediately reorder another backup. It's always good to have a backup set of toner and a waste toner box on hand. So some models of Konicas have a high capacity tray at the bottom of it. What this means is that you can load up to 4 reams of paper in this tray. So tray 3, you'll be able to load 2 reams of paper on each side, but not at the same time. This tray is a left load only, so what you'll do is you'll take your first stack of paper, you'll put it in the left side. Be careful to note that this orange lever isn't pushed back, that all of the paper is tucked back against this black toggle. What this little black lever does is it will push your stack of papers all the way over to the right side, so that whenever you reopen the tray, you will have the ability to load your next stack of papers into the left side. So essentially what you're doing is you're placing 2 reams of paper into the left side of the tray, closing the drawer, it pushes it all over. Whenever you reopen the drawer, all of your paper that you've loaded will be in on the right side. Put your next 2 reams in the left. It constantly pulls from the right side and will push over from the left so that it is a continual left load. If you load both sides in at the same time, this black toggle can get confused. It will try to push it all over and it will take the ability to use tray 3 away from you. So if tray 3 is grayed out for whatever reason, just take your paper back out, left load it only, you should be good to go. To access your staples, you'll open up the door on the external finisher of your Konica. You'll take this little green wheel and you'll wheel your staples out. When the staples are all the way wheeled out, the little green wheel will stop turning. You'll see a little blue tab. You'll pop that down and pull your staples out. To take the staple cartridge out when it is empty, lift the little green tab up, push in on the back sides here, pull the plastic cartridge out. Put the new cartridge back into place, put the tab down, press it back into the machine. If you are confused on how to replace your staples, there is a guide on the door on the inside of the machine. You can also call myself or the UBEO service department and we would be more than happy to walk you through it.